Let me ask you something. When did you last Google something and actually click on a result? Think about it honestly, because chances are, more often than not, you got your answer before you ever clicked anything. A summary at the top of the page, a direct answer in a box, an AI-generated response that told you exactly what you needed to know. And then you moved on. That's not a coincidence. That is the new search reality. And right now, more than 80% of all Google searches end without a single click to any website. Not 30%, not 50%, more than 80%, which means the website you've invested in, the SEO that you have been paying people like me to work on, the blog posts, the Google business profile, the backlinks, all of it was built for a search behavior that is rapidly becoming the minority. The question isn't whether AI search has changed the rules, because it has. The question is whether your business is showing up in the new game, or whether you've become quietly invisible without even realizing it. Welcome to the Digital Success for Business podcast. I'm Leanne Cohens, founder of Marketing Leap, and for over 13 years, I've helped business owners navigate every major shift in how people find, research, and choose businesses like yours online. From the yellow pages to Google to social media to the algorithm era, and now to this, the AI era. The biggest shift in search behavior since the internet went mainstream. That is AI search. And before you switch off thinking that this is a technical episode for developers and marketers, stay with me, because this is one of the most practically important things that I've covered on this podcast. Not because of the technology behind it, but because of what it means for your business, your visibility, and whether the right people can actually find you when they're looking for what you do. In this episode, we're going to cover what AI search actually is in plain English, how it decides which businesses get referenced and which ones get ignored, what the data tells us about who is winning and who's quietly disappearing, and most importantly, what you can do right now without a technical background, without a developer, and without starting from scratch to make sure your business stays visible in a search landscape that is fundamentally changed. This episode is worth sharing with every business owner that you know. So let's start with what's actually happening, because most of the conversation around AI search is either too technical to be useful or too vague to be actionable. So let's break it down into plain language. For the past 2 decades, search has worked like a library index. You type something into Google, Google went away, scanned billions of web pages, and came back with a ranked list of links it thought were most relevant to your query. Your job was to click through, read the page, and find the answer yourself. Now that model built an entire industry, SEO, content marketing, backlinks, meta descriptions, keywords, all of it designed to help your website rank higher on that list of links so that more people would click through to your website. But here's what's changed. AI search doesn't give you a list of links to investigate. It gives you an answer, a synthesized, conversational, direct response that pulls from multiple sources across the web and presents it to you as a single coherent reply. No clicking required, no browsing required, just the answer. And the numbers behind this shift are staggering. ChatGPT now processes over 2 billion queries every single day. That's 2 billion. Google's own AI overviews, the AI-generated summaries that appear at the top of search results, now appear on more than a quarter of all Google searches. Perplexity, an AI search engine most of your clients have probably never even heard of, processes 780 million queries every month. And across all of those platforms combined, AI referral traffic has grown by more than 500,000 year on year. So stop and think about that for a minute. 500% growth in a single year. That's not a gradual shift. This is not something that's coming in 3 years that you can plan for later. This is happening right now. at a scale that is genuinely difficult to comprehend. And here's the number that should stop every business owner in their tracks. More than 80% of all Google searches now end without a single click to any website. When Google's AI mode is fully active, that figure jumps to 93%, meaning 9 out of 10 people who search for something using AI-powered search never visit a website at all. They get the answer, they make a decision, and they move on. Now, this raises a really uncomfortable question. When someone searches for what your business does, and when they ask an AI tool, and in my case, who is the best marketing strategist on the Gold Coast, or what the difference is between SEO and AEO, or which financial planner in Brisbane actually understands small business, is your business part of that answer, or is it invisible? Because here's the research that should genuinely concern you as a business owner. Despite 94% of businesses investing in traditional SEO, 62% are currently technically invisible to generative AI models. More than 6 out of 10 businesses that have been doing the right thing for years in traditional search are simply not showing up in AI-generated answers at all. And the reason for that is not that their business isn't good enough, and it's not that their content isn't valuable, it's that the rules have changed and nobody has told them. And here's the flip side, and this is the part that should excite you as much as it concerns you. The businesses that do show up in AI search are capturing something far more valuable than clicks. AI-referred traffic, the people who find your business through an AI-generated answer, convert at more than 14%. Compare that to traditional Google organic traffic, which converts at less than 2%. That's not a marginal improvement. That's a fundamental difference in the quality of the people arriving to your business website. Because someone who finds you through an AI answer isn't browsing. They've asked a specific question. They've received a specific answer. And your business was part of that. They arrive already informed, already warm, and already predisposed to trust you. That's a completely different kind of lead. So the shift in search isn't just a threat to your existing visibility. For the businesses that understand it and adapt to it, it's one of the biggest opportunities in digital marketing right now. The question is, which side of that line is your business on? So how does AI search actually decide whose businesses get mentioned in an answer and whose don't? This is the part that most people don't understand, and it's where the biggest opportunity sits for SMEs who are willing to think about their marketing differently. Traditional SEO was largely about one thing: authority. The number of other websites linking back to yours. The older and more established that your domain was, the more pages of content that you had indexed in Google, and Google used these signals to decide who ranked where on the list of results. AI search works differently. It's not looking for the most authoritative website in the traditional sense. It's looking for the most citable, the most clearly structured, most directly useful answer to a specific question being asked, and it makes that determination in real time, every single time someone asks a question. So think of it this way. Traditional SEO rewarded you for being well known in the library. AI search rewards you for being the clearest, most direct, most trustworthy answer to a very specific question. Those are not always the same thing. And that gap is exactly where most SMEs are either winning quietly or losing without knowing it. So what signals does AI actually look for? The first is clarity of expertise. AI systems are trying to answer a question. To do that, they scan content across the web looking for sources that clearly, directly, and credibly address that question. Content that buries the answer in paragraph 6 doesn't get cited. Content that answers the question in the first sentence, then supports it with depth and specificity, gets referenced far more often. And research shows that 44% of all AI citations come from the first 30% of any piece of content. The intro, the opening section, the part that most people spend the least amount of time on because they're in a hurry to get to the body of the article. If your website content, your blog posts, your podcast show notes, your LinkedIn articles don't lead with a clear, direct answer to a specific question that your ideal client is asking, you are leaving AI visibility on the table. The second signal is freshness. AI systems heavily favor content that's been updated recently. Pages updated within the first 2 months earn 28% more citations than older content, which means a website that was built beautifully 3 years ago and hasn't been touched since, it's not just stale for human visitors, it's becoming invisible to AI systems that are actively looking for the most current, relevant information available. This is particularly relevant for service-based businesses whose core offer hasn't changed, but whose website content hasn't been refreshed in years. From an AI perspective, old content signals lower relevance, regardless of how good the underlying expertise is. Now, the third signal is structured proof. Content that includes statistics, real examples, client outcomes, and specific citations get referenced 30 to 40% more often in AI answers than generic advice. AI systems are not just looking for someone who talks about a topic, they're looking for someone who demonstrates genuine expertise through specific, verifiable, real-world experience. And this is actually really good news for experienced business owners who have real case studies, real client results, and real data behind their work, because that kind of specific, proven content is exactly what AI systems are designed to surface. The problem is, most businesses haven't structured that content in a way that makes it easy for AI to find, read, and reference. The fourth signal is consistent presence across multiple platforms. AI systems don't just read your website, they read everything. Your LinkedIn articles, your podcast show notes, your Google business profile, your client reviews, and your mentions in other publications or directories, even your YouTube descriptions. Every place your business name, your expertise, and your positioning appears online contributes to how AI systems understand and represent your business in their answers. Which means businesses that only exist in one place, a website or only on one platform, Instagram, for example, are invisible to AI in all the other places that people are asking questions. Now, the fifth signal, and this one is particularly important for professional service businesses, is what's called EEAT, and I've discussed this in previous episodes. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Google and other AI systems are actively trying to distinguish between content written by someone with genuine expertise and content generated by AI tools without any real-world experience behind it. And they do this by looking for signals of real human experience. Named authors with verifiable credentials, consistent positioning across many platforms, client testimonials and reviews. These are all real-world examples with specific outcomes. Speaking engagements, media mentions, industry recognition. Now, for someone like David, the financial planner or professional services director who needs marketing leadership, the business that shows up in AI answer when he types something in, like Best Fractional Marketing Consultant Brisbane, is not necessarily the biggest agency. It's the one whose content most clearly, most specifically, and most credibly answers the question he's actually asking. And for Sarah, the business owner who's quietly Googling at 10 p.m. trying to figure out why her marketing isn't converting, the business that gets referenced when she asks an AI tool why my content isn't working is the one that has structured its content around exactly what the question with real, specific experience answers. The opportunity here is not small because right now, most of your competitors are still optimizing for the old game. They're chasing backlinks and keyword density and posting content that's designed to rank on a list of links that fewer and fewer people are clicking on. The businesses that shift their focus now, that start structuring their content for AI visibility, alongside traditional SEO, that build consistent presence across multiple platforms, that lead with clear expertise and specific proof, those businesses are the ones that are going to have a significant and compounding advantage over the next 2 to 3 years. And the businesses that don't, they'll keep wondering why their traffic looks reasonable on paper, but their pipeline stays quiet. So let's make this practical, because the good news is you don't need to rebuild everything from scratch. You don't need a developer. You don't need a technical background. And you don't need to understand how large language models or AI platforms work to start showing up in AI search answers. You need to do 5 things. The first is an audit of what AI actually thinks about your business right now. So go to ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity and ask it directly. Type in something like, in my case, what do you know about Marketing Leap on the Gold Coast? Or who are the best marketing consultants in the Brisbane area for small business? And see what comes back. See whether your business is actually mentioned, and if it is, see how it's described. See whether the language matches how you actually want to be positioned, because that 5-minute exercise will tell you more about your current AI visibility than any analytics dashboard will. Now, the second is to refresh your content with clarity and specificity. Pick the 3 most important service pages and rewrite the opening paragraph of each one so it directly answers the question that your ideal client is actually typing into a search tool. Not a clever headline, not a tagline, a direct, clear, specific answer to a real question. If you help established businesses build marketing systems without hiring a full-time team, say that in those words, in the first sentence, because that's what AI is scanning for when someone asks, again, in my case, which marketing agency in Queensland offers fractional CMO services. The third is to make sure that your expertise is visible everywhere, not just your website. It has to be in your LinkedIn profile. It has to be in your Google business profile, in your podcast show notes, in your YouTube descriptions. Every platform where your name and your business appears is an opportunity for AI systems to build a clearer, more credible picture of who you are and what you do. Consistent positioning across all of these platforms compounds your AI visibility in a way that a single, well-optimized website simply can't. Now, the fourth is to start collecting and publishing real proof, client outcomes, specific results, before and after scenarios, real numbers where you can share them. This is the content that AI systems are most likely to reference because it demonstrates genuine expertise rather than generic advice, and it builds trust with real humans at the same time. The fifth thing you need to do is to stop treating SEO and AI visibility as separate strategies, because they're not. The content that performs best in AI search is clear, structured, specific, and authoritative. It's fresh. It's also the content that performs best in traditional search. Getting this right is not about doing twice the work. It's about doing the same work more intentionally. Knowing what to do and actually implementing it across your website, your content, your platforms, and your overall search strategy are 2 very different things. And for most business owners, the gap between those 2 things is exactly where opportunities get lost. And this is precisely the work that we do at Marketing Leap. Whether that's through our search visibility in the AI era service, where we audit your current visibility across both traditional and AI search, identify the specific gaps in your content and positioning, and build a roadmap for getting your business referenced in the right answers to the right questions, or whether it's through our fractional CMO service, where we step in as your senior marketing lead and manage your entire search and content strategy on an ongoing basis, making sure that your business stays visible as the search landscape keeps evolving, because this landscape will keep evolving rapidly. The platforms will change, the algorithms will shift, and the percentage of zero-click searches are simply going to keep climbing. And the businesses with a strategic marketing partner in their corner, someone who is watching those shifts and adjusting accordingly, will consistently outperform the ones trying to keep up alone. If you want to find out exactly where your business stands in AI search right now, head to marketingleap.net and book a VIP strategy intensive. In 4 focused hours, we'll audit your current visibility, identify your biggest gaps, and build a clear 90-day plan for making sure that your business shows up where your ideal clients are actually looking. The link is in the show notes and in the YouTube description below. The search landscape has changed more in the past 12 months than it has done in the previous 10 years combined, and it's not slowing down. But here's what hasn't changed. The businesses that win are the ones that show up clearly, consistently, and credibly in the places that their ideal clients are looking. The platform changes, the technology changes, the buyer behavior changes, but the principles never do. Your job is not to chase every new platform or master every new algorithm. Your job is to make sure that wherever someone is looking for what you do, your business shows up as the obvious, credible, trustworthy answer. And that's what we help you build at Marketing Leap. And make sure you're subscribed on your favorite streaming platform so that you don't miss what's coming next. Because in the next episode, we're getting very practical and very personal. We're talking about your website, not the technical side, the strategic side. Because as I mentioned earlier, right now, most SME websites are doing one of two things. They're either working quietly as your best salesperson, converting visitors into inquiries around the clock, or they're leaking leads every single day without you realizing it. And I've just spent 4 days rebuilding my own website from the ground up. And in that process, I found every mistake I see business owners make repeatedly. Things look fine on the surface, but they're quietly costing you clients. Now that episode is coming up, and it's going to be one of the most practical things I've put out this year. And if today's episode gave you something to think about, please share it with another business owner who needs to hear it. The best compliment that you can give this podcast is putting it in front of someone who it might actually help. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Success for Business podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on YouTube for even more tips.